Alright, and we're back. Sorry, took me a moment to find my way back. I got the audio pretty low because this game, the audio in this game tends to be rather loud. I was trying to avoid destroying everyone's ears. So we play through on professional difficulty. It's a foolish move to do for practice, but I do it anyway. We're going to stick with the stock lives. So because of this, victory is not 100% guaranteed. When I have it at this difficulty and I have the lives turned down low, there is a chance that if I perform really badly for long enough, I could run into a situation where I actually do run out of lives and credits, and we find ourselves unable to complete the game. So this adds a little bit of drama to it when there's when failure is a possibility on the board. And you'll see me referring down to my tablet from time to time. The hidden treasure chest, I have a pretty decent handle on where almost all of them are, but the way that I'm used to playing through the game avoids several of them. So I have a cheat sheet where I made notes for myself that's a reminder of where a couple of them are that I would otherwise overlook, and how many there are per stage, so I can keep it counting and make sure we're getting them all. We're usually very heavy on the no back seating on this stream, but I will say for this run and this practice, a little bit of back seating is okay, particularly if you see me miss collecting an item. I invite you to call me out on it. If I fail to spawn a treasure chest that you know about, or if you see me leave behind a money bag or a weapon, I'm not supposed to be doing that. So letting me know that I blundered is okay for this game and this particular run, if you are so inclined. I might break the capture here. Okay, it looks alright. Alright, stage 1 has 10 treasure chests. I think there are 6 in the first part and 4 in the second. And I'm gonna collect everything except the knives. If you see me leave behind a knife, that will have been on purpose, since we're just practicing. And I think I'm as good as I'm ever gonna be with the knife. These zombies seem to be moving it really slow. Did I mess up the difficulty setting? It's 2 chests. The arrow! Come on. Ooh. The timer becomes a real obstacle when I'm going for all the stuff. It It's usually never a problem, but I've time overed more on this practice than almost any other situation. I guess I should say that I should collect the knife. This has got to be frustrating that I keep changing things. I should collect the knife up until my first death. Because what if I accidentally get the run, right? It would be a shame if I accidentally did it deathless, but I sabotaged the run by skipping a knife. No, what is that timing? Those skulls came out of there way too fast. That's actually one of the hardest obstacles in the game. Particularly on Loop 2 on professional difficulty. Those skulls fall out of that tower so swiftly. Okay, I think that's 6 treasure chests. Checkpoint. That money bag up there is real fun to try and collect. With all these raspberries hanging out. No, don't hit me. My goodness. One, two, three. Okay, we're good. I thought I missed a treasure chest. Please don't be a trap. Thank goodness. It's your world now, Frownie. Show 'em. Thank you, Dynamite. I'm gonna do my best. I've really sabotaged myself with these rules, though. I'm gonna reset the audio real quick. Telescopic eagle. Alright. That kind of sabotages the run, too, that I paused it. 6 treasure chests in the first part. I need to remember... I don't like to pause when I'm doing a challenge, but it happens sometimes. 1, 2. Game's making it awful easy to avoid the knife by just not giving it to me. Ah. 1, 2, 3. Go away. Hey, Rapnir, welcome in. Hope you're having a wonderful night. So that chest down there, I always skip. How do I get this money bag? There we go. That's why I have to give myself notes, because there's some chests like that I'm just not in the habit of collecting yet, so... I am. My emotes have finally been approved. Beautiful. And this chest here, why in the world would anyone ever collect this chest? Especially when it's going to go out of its way to be something awful like that. Goodness. Could have just jumped over that guy. So I think that's 6. There are 4 in the next part. The jump in difficulty from level 1 to level 2 in this is one of the biggest I've ever seen. I have to get this knife because I haven't died yet. Well, fortunately I didn't keep it long. Is this the first playthrough? You mean is this the first loop? Yeah, we're on loop 1. I only beat this game with the bow weapon. The bow is okay. I don't like the powered up bow, the homing arrows. I don't like those at all. Because they're unreliable. Like, they're useful when they behave, but they're prone to betrayal. And because of that, I don't really like them. If you're powered down, though, if you have gray armor or no armor, the bow can be one of the best weapons, depending on what level you're on, especially. So, the bow is pretty good. Another magician. Hey, there's the bow. The AI on the homing arrows is so bad. Like, it targets stuff that's in the background layer, and it really could put you in a precarious situation. Oh no! I'm required to collect that. I almost lost my armor. Boy, that's tough. I'm trying to get all the statues, too. I'm not going to say that the statues are super mandatory, because they can spawn in walls and stuff like that, where I can't pick them up. But, if I can get one, then I'm obligating myself to get it. I can't believe I still can't remember if I've ever beaten this. I would be pretty surprised. I mean, I don't know. You've beaten some pretty tough games on the one hand, Dynamite, but I would say would be pretty surprising to me if you've beaten it and forgotten. I think the final battle of this game is a pretty unforgettable experience. You see how the arrows are targeting this guy's seashells? I don't think those are destructible. So, like, that's an example of the arrow betraying me. Because there's no point to target those. I don't think they can be destroyed. Every one of these arrows should be targeting the enemy. Super Lag, the movie, the game deluxe, super ultra mega edition with extra lag. I need the bow to make it through the castle near the end. The vertical tunnel with the wall snakes. I don't know how to hit them without the bow. The bird heads, right? Yeah. The bow makes for an easier time there, for sure. I think I have a pretty good grasp on where all the things are on this stage. 4 in the first part, and then 1 on each tower. The ones on the towers I'm bad at, though. Look at how useless this item is! We'll never know what was in that, I'm really in a bad spot here, game. Alright, we'll come back for these treasure chests. Cool. The axe is so bad that you can't even fire it in close quarters. I didn't have time to properly complain about that when I was in trouble there earlier, so... I lost my shield. I was being kind of, silly, though. Furthest memory I have of me playing is the level that rotates. It's so hard. I may have beaten the game, though. We sometimes forget, you know, having seen others online play the whole game. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's just saying. My point is that the final battle of this game is very scarring. Oh, we got a raid coming in. Abraxas, welcome in. Thank you for the raid, and welcome to your friends. Tell us about your stream. What were you doing? How did it go? And could we get a shout out for Abraxas, please? Thank you very much, Conga. Thank you for I have to raid and run. Wake up for work alarm is gonna go off. No worries. Thank you for the raid. I definitely appreciate it. But by all means, take care of yourself. Hopefully we'll get a chance to enjoy your company, you know, again in the near future. I don't have a very solid grasp on where the chests are on these towers, so I might have to do a considerable amount of looking around. Oh, I know where the one is on this one. It's at the end. We're playing a game called Cursed 2, which is the second in the trilogy. It's kind of a throwback to games like Shadowgate. Oh, Uninvited and Deja Vu. Point-and-click sort of games. They've added some really neat action RPG elements into them. I'm really enjoying it. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of Shadowgate. They're free on Steam. If only I played games on computer. Gotta run. Have an awesome night. Thank you, Abraxas. Sleep well and have a smooth day at work tomorrow. Lance fire, Lance fire, Lance fire. Oh, there's the chest. Axe. I missed the lance and the fire. I really missed the lance and the fire. We might be approaching our first death. It will be the first of many, I assure you. Get that bat out of here. Now would be a really good time. Well, I was gonna say now would be a really good time to pick up the knife, but you know, I'd really like to pick up the armor. No, there's a scythe under this chest. Magician, get out of here. All the weapons feel terrible in this. The knife is pretty good. I like the fire. You know, blue fire, I think it's a cool weapon. It's a lot of fun. Hey, speak of the devil. It's not very practical. Oh no! No! Well, there's our first death. What a way to go, too. That's heartbreaking. Alright, the knife is no longer allowed. I should say the arrow isn't allowed either, because I'm pretty good with the arrows. Says the guy who just died while using the arrows. I have to pick that up, though. But we're gonna say the arrows are allowed for now. Is this harder than Ghosts and Goblins? I know I haven't beaten that. This, so, like, moment to moment, this is the harder game, overall. one loop of this is easier than one loop of Ghosts and Goblins, but 2 loops of this is harder than 2 loops of Ghosts and Goblins. I think that's the best way to put it. I've never expressed it like that before, but that's the best way to say it. One loop of this is easier, but 2 loops is way harder. The thing about this game is the hardest thing in this game is right at the end of loop 2, where you have to battle the 2 guys in a row with the bracelet weapon. That battle is so dreadfully difficult. It's one of the hardest things in any game. That's why, like, it breaks my heart a little bit when people, like, yeah, because, like, some people, like, they say, oh, yeah, I've beaten Ghosts and Goblins. I only did 1 loop because the second loop's just the same, so, you know, they pat themselves on the back for doing 1 loop of Ghosts and Goblins, and, like, that's, like, I kind of get that, because you do get to see all the bosses and all the levels on 1 loop, but loop 2 is harder. So, like, you really haven't beaten it if you haven't gotten the true ending, but I can kind of give that a pass. But, like, when people say that they've beaten this game because they've done 1 loop of this game, it's like, you don't even know. Loop 2 is so very different from Loop 1 in this. Because of the final battle, like, they just aren't even, like, it's hard to even put it into words. I'm very sad, I'm very disappointed when people want to say they've beaten this game because they've done 1 loop. I don't want to be snotty about it, but if you've done it, if you know, you know. It's pain. It's pain, Loop 2. Hey, we got another raid. Sorry I didn't catch you there for a moment. Sots, welcome in. And welcome to your friends. Apologies, I was in the zone there for a moment. I was on a rant and trying to not die. Very pleased to have you here. What were you doing tonight? How did your stream go? We would love to hear. Thank you, Conga, for doing this shout out. Even more rotating tower. Welcome in, Enigma Wave. Love to rotate. He's blinded with absolute fury, Conga says. Totally understand. Thank you. But we'd love to hear about your stream. Tell us what you were up to. It's a double raid. We have Dollar Phil here as well. Welcome in. It's kind of like a triple raid because we did just have Abraxas and then Sots and now Dollar Phil. Welcome, friends of Dollar Phil. Always a pleasure to have you here. Corinne, welcome in. Tell us about your stream as well, Dollar Phil. What were you doing and how did it go? Sots was doing Super Mario Land any percent. Nice. Beat Power Blade 2. Started Kirby's Adventure on hard mode. Wow. What a night. Sarconius was here earlier. We got a raid from Sarconius, and he just did Power Blade 1. Is Power Blade 2 also a NES game? I just heard about Power Blade for the very first time tonight, and now I'm hearing about Power Blade 2. Is it good? You have to use the bracelet, Hrafnir, on Loop 2. you have to use it to get to the final boss. There are 7 stages in this game. On loop 1, you do all 7 stages. On loop 2, you do all 7 stages. And if you finish stage 7 with the bracelet, you get to go to stage 8, which is just a final boss. But the guy on stage 8 is a joke. The final boss, that's why I keep putting quotes. He's not the challenge. The final boss is a wimp. The real final boss of the game, the real challenge, is to complete stage 7 on loop 2 with the bracelet. Because there's 2 bosses at the end of stage 7, and fighting both of them with the bracelet is super difficult. That was the point of my rant. That's like it's one of the most challenging things ever. I like Mario Land. That game is a lot of fun. It's so weird. I like how weird it is. And Kirby's Adventure is good too, but I've only played it on normal mode. I need to challenge myself to the hard mode. Let me get caught up here, because pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us. Oh, thank you, Curran. Thank you. Welcome in, Mercenary Cobra. The game should have no bugs in it with that much raid. We have another raid coming in. Vintage is coming in as well. I'm so behind on the chat. Welcome in, Vintage. Thank you. This is like a quadruple raid. In the past 10 minutes, we've had 4 raids. What a time. I'm loving it. Welcome in, friends of Vintage. Great to have you here. You're streaming early today, Vintage. I'm not usually lucky enough to receive a raid from you and your friends. You're usually on. I'm usually heading your direction. Both NES games. Power Blade 1 is great, Sot says. I'm gonna need to look into those. Dollar Phil said, playing a phone game tonight actually, and my phone died. A golf game. I'm sorry your phone died on you. Power Blade 2 is okay, Sot says. So alright, I'll expect them to go downhill. Thank you again for doing the shout out, Conga. Alright, Vintage was playing Mass Effect. I hope that went well for you. Welcome in, Looking Glasses. Pleasure to have you here. Amazing. That's epic. I'm so lucky. Everybody's coming in tonight. I do 1 stream a week in the day my time. Oh, I haven't caught that yet. Well, it's great to have you here. We're playing Super Ghouls and Ghosts on the Super Nintendo. I'm kind of practicing playing this game in a new way. This is my favorite video game. Number 1 all-time favorite, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I love this game. I'm decent at it. I can usually, when I'm just playing through just any way I want, which means I have the knife and the gold armor most of the time, usually I can beat the game in about an hour to an hour and a half to go through the whole game. I've done it deathless twice. So I'm practicing playing the game in a new way. That's basically 100% mode. All money bags, treasure chest, and random item drops are mandatory, except the knife for practice. On a real run, when I get good at playing like this, then the knife will be in the mix. But because I'm already, I think, as good as I'm ever going to be with the knife, I'm saying that's off limits right now. Because I'm forcing myself to practice all the terrible weapons, because this game is hard, but it is so much harder when you have to play it with the bogus weapons. So that's what we're doing tonight. So while I'm normally pretty decent at this game, this is an adventure, and this is a struggle, and there are going to be bad times ahead of us. But eventually, the idea of this practice and this training is that I'll be so good at the game that I'll get better with all the weapons, and I'll be good enough to do a real 100% run and do it deathless. That's the ultimate far off in the future goal that we're working toward. So far, I think I've died once tonight, twice on this run. We are doing both loops. We're going for the true ending, doing it legitimate. Uh-oh. Well, death number 3 incoming. That's bad. Hey, Derek Ocean, welcome in. Great to have you here. Persephone, welcome in. The axe and scythe are the worst. Terrible. All the weapons in this game are trash. Alright. No knife, though. I kind of should also say no crossbow, because I'm pretty good with the crossbow, too. Oh, also, there is a treasure chest here, but it's unspawnable under normal conditions. So the treasure chest here doesn't count. The trigger to spawn the chest here is actually buried inside the wall, I believe. It can be spawned with a particular item, but because that requires RNG, we're ignoring that chest. You guys, leave me alone, please. No! Well, I got lucky there. That was a blunder and a half. Like playing the original Castlevania with the stopwatch. I don't know that I follow. I read that too late. Mercenary Cobra to know what that was in reference to. Playing the original Castlevania with the stopwatch, wouldn't that be easier? Though? Or maybe I'm misunderstanding something. Sounds like good training. It's definitely a challenge, Looking Glasses. But yeah, ideally it'll make me really good at the game. Did I miss a treasure chest? I think I did. Blueberries, please. Eric says, I thought Earthworm Jim was your favorite game. Don't lie to us, Frownie. Oh gosh. Yeah, particularly on Game Boy. That's my real favorite. You caught me. You're talking about training with different weapons in Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I was comparing. The stopwatch doesn't stop most bosses, so it'd be whip only for most fights. Oh, right on. Thank you for clarifying. I'm sorry. I have so little active memory space in my brain that I lose the thread of the conversation sometimes. And you're right, it doesn't work on a lot of the bosses. I've actually done Castlevania whip only. we did a deathless run of that last year. I think I finished it in December. Tough times. Tough times. Dracula without the holy water to cheese him with is a nightmare. Or, not Dracula, Death. Dracula's pretty easy. Death is unbearable. I did use the whip upgrade, so I haven't done a true low percent deathless run of Castlevania. To do it whip only with no upgrades, that's hard. Persephone says, Opal apples on their own are kind of terrible, but with other foods are great. I just wanted to share my displeasure about this apple. I'm kind of partial to Granny Smith apples. I love Granny Smith apples, Persephone says. Right on. I'm in good company. I really wish I liked apples. I bought one of every kind I could find, and I hated all of them, Conga says. Oh no. Mercenary said, what? I don't know what hit me. Guess I looked away at a bad time. Oh well. It's okay. I didn't get past stage 2 in Super Ghouls and Ghosts. So this playthrough is all new to me. I had this game as a kid. It was, I received it as like a really like sort of random gift from my dad. I didn't get like, you know, like I usually got, you know, a couple games a year, like, you know, like Christmas and birthday. I would get a game or two. And that was, you know, it was pretty much it growing up. But I did receive this game. My dad bought it for me just as a random gift. And I've always really liked it. Played it a lot. I could never beat it as a kid because I could never figure out the mechanics of the bracelet. I didn't know how to find the bracelet when I was a kid. I didn't have any friends who'd beaten the game. I didn't have any internet to look it up. And the instruction manual is kind of misleading in the way it describes the bracelet. So I had every disadvantage. At every possible disadvantage, but I played this game a lot. But it was really like, I don't know, like 10 or so years ago that I finally like revisited it with the knowledge of like how to beat it. And finally beat it for the first time. For real. And it just sort of reignited like that spark for this game for me, and it just hasn't ever gone out, but I just really like it. Granny Smith apples with chicken, Persephone says. Yeah, I'll just slice up. I mean, I like all kinds of apples. I can't. I don't think there's any like particular type of apple that I can't enjoy. You know, provided it's a nice like fresh specimen of it. I haven't tried every type of apple, though. Oh, I think I missed a message from Derek earlier. Oh, no, that was the comment about Earthworm Jim. I caught that. Derek says, how did Contra go? Contra went really well, Derek. I beat it again. I got a new ending. So I think I found all the endings in Contra Hardcore now. I've found a total of 6 different endings. I don't know for sure how many the game has, but I'm pretty sure that's all of them. So I'm kind of done with that game for the most part for now. I do want to try and beat every path with every character, and maybe do some practice for some deathless runs of that one. So we will play it more on the stream, but it's probably going to rest for a little while we focus on other things. Changed my mind. That flying dagger thing is the worst. The tri-blade, yeah. That one, it has the trajectory of a paper airplane, and I hate it. It has one redeeming quality. I can't say it's complete trash. Well, it is complete trash. It has one quality that is a positive quality, but it's not enough to make up for how terrible it is. The one good thing you can say about it is it's the only weapon that can travel into walls. So you can, normally if an enemy goes into a wall, they're invincible. But if you have that, you can still attack them. So it has one positive quality. Chicken and apples is one of my favorite meals, up there with chicken and waffles. Do you cook them together, Persephone? Or are we talking about just like just pairing some kind of chicken with like raw apple slices? I know that apples are supposed to be good with pork, but I don't think I've ever actually had them together. Apples are nice because they last for like 4 or 5 weeks in the fridge. Oh my goodness. I'm doing so bad. I've really fallen apart here. Just blunder after blunder after blunder. I'm weird, I don't care for apples, Derek says. Well, you're in good company too, because Conga doesn't like apples. Pairing them, make waffles, put honey on it, serve chicken on the side. You can also skewer them together and eat that way. Some kind of breaded chicken though, plain chicken sounds awful with those. I've done fried chicken with waffles before. And yeah, some kind of like a little spice to the fried chicken and some honey. Really good. There is a treasure chest here. I have a real hard time ever remembering how to spawn it. There we go. It was easier than I thought. Let's got one of those guys in it. Apples and peanut butter, Hrafnir says. I used to have apples with peanut butter all the time. It's been a while since I've actually paired those. Pickles and peanut butter. That sounds horrifying to me. I'm afraid I can't meet you there. I prefer bananas or watermelon, Derek says. Both good choices. I have bananas almost all the time. Like, I eat a banana almost every day. My breakfast every day is usually nuts, fruit, and milk. And I almost always have almonds and banana as my choices for those. Watermelon's always full of seeds, even seedless, so I pass on them. Cantaloupe or honeydew are easier to manage, Persephone says. It's certainly easier to get around the seeds, but I like the flavor of watermelon better than either of those, typically. Sometimes I'm in the mood for a honeydew. I don't typically like cantaloupe very much. How many chests are in this part of the game? Let me look at my notes again. 4. Alright, we're okay. I had to write myself some notes about some of the chests because I don't usually collect them all. On an any percent playthrough. So I had to go through the game and write myself some notes about some of the chests I usually skip. I prefer watermelon, Conga says. Like apple juice once in a while, Derek says. I brought this up earlier, but I'm gonna ask it again. Jelly and I were talking earlier about the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, and we couldn't decide whether or not the Tin Man is a robot, because like he's made of metal, so like he seems kind of like a robot, right? But I also think he's hollow. Like, he doesn't have any gears or circuits inside of him. So, without those, can he be a robot? And we didn't really land on an answer. So I was curious if anyone else might have some insight. I love orange juice. I always have that. Derek says, I like orange juice. I like really like thick orange juice with a lot of pulp. I like to chew my orange juice. Apple butter is great, Conga says. Watermelon and salt. Yeah, I tend to do that too, Persephone. I put a little bit of salt on my watermelon. I think that's a southern thing, because all my northern relatives think that's weird. I think it's a southern, in the U.S. at least, I think it's a southern thing. Tin Man is like if the ship of Theseus was a dude. I don't know what that is, Conga. I don't get the reference. I don't think there's... Did that guy despawn himself? He's gone. Fine by me. My vote is for Cyborg, Persephone says. You know what? That might actually be more accurate. Because the Tin Man did come about by, like, the lore to the Tin Man is so weird, right? Because, like, the witch cursed his axe so that, like, when he was chopping... I think I know the story right. I might get some of these details wrong. But she cursed his axe so that whenever he went chopping wood, it would slip and cut off part of his body. And one by one, he accidentally cut off each of his limbs, and every time he cut one off, he got it replaced with a replacement made of tin. But he eventually cuts off his head and has his head replaced. And then later, the Tin Man, in one of the books, the Tin Man meets his original head, which is still alive. And, like, I think if you cut off my head and you replace it with a different head, like, I don't think that's still me. I tend to think of myself as primarily being my head. Very odd. Oh, nice. Angelus, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Always a pleasure to have you here, friend. I hope that you're doing well, and welcome to your friends. We're doing more Super Ghouls and Ghosts practice. I'm trying to force myself to collect all the items except the knife. The knife is off limits because I want to spend more time practicing all the other weapons. It's making for, you know, as usual, it's making for a pretty challenging playthrough. I thought I ducked enough to handle that. Yeah, Mumble Slam, welcome in. The Tin Man was written before any real robots existed, so I would side on no. Alright, that's a good argument. Maybe the real answer is we're all robots, Derek says. Persephone says, I'm from the Pacific Northwest. I'm not tribal. I just eat whatever is good. I mean, that's a good way to be, Persephone. I wasn't trying to imply that salt on watermelon was off limits or anything. I was simply trying to account for why I enjoy it and no one else that I currently live near does. Conga says, if you eventually replace every part over time, is it still the same thing it started as? Yeah, I think, like, that's the mystery, right? And the argument from the world of Oz seems to be yes. If you take a thing, if you replace 100% of its parts, it's still the original thing that it was, as long as you replace them slowly over time. Because the Tin Man seems to that seems to be the logic of the Tin Man. Angelus is playing Mega Man 2. Right on. How did that go? Is that a first playthrough of Mega Man 2 for you? Oh, you're playing a ROM hack. Okay, I didn't think it would be, because I thought you were pretty familiar with Mega Man. So was the Tin Man's head embalmed, is what Conga said. That's a good one. Refnir says, the Tin Man was a human transformed into the Tin Man in Wicked. I mean, that's kind of the way it happens in the original books, but not like a instantaneous transformation. It's piece by piece. And I guess it's not really transformation, but replacement. So I guess it's completely different. So ignore what I said before. I finished a really brutal Mega Man 2 ROM hack. Well done, well done. Congratulations on your victory, Angelus. If the axe kept cutting off his limbs, why did he keep cutting? That's a good question. Return to Oz, that was a wild movie. I love Return to Oz, Derek. It's such a good movie. It's so bizarre. I love it. Rockman 2 Men. It's a Mega Man 2 ROM hack for the Japanese version of Mega Man 2. They changed a lot of things. The birds drop eggs, but now the eggs burst into flames that do a ton of damage. I love that movie, Conga says. Very true to the original books. I haven't read all of the original books. I've read a little bit of some of them. The actor that played Judd Clampett from the Beverly Hillbillies was the original Tin Man, but he got sick from the aluminum dust in the makeup. I didn't remember that's who that was, but I'd heard that story before. The aluminum dust making the original actor sick. Pretty wild. So many people almost died making Wizard of Oz, Conga says. Giant frogs spit out Dr. Wily saucer fireballs, Angela says. Mega Man 2 is a game I have beaten, but I've only beaten it once. So the crossbow is the best weapon I can have right now for this situation on this level. This is the crossbow is the best possible weapon that I could have, so it really hurts to replace it with this axe right now. But I'm not gonna get any better playing with the good weapons, right? I've gotta play with the garbage if I want to get better. Got him. We actually defeated a red devil with the standard axe. I can't believe it. I thought there was no way I was going to defeat any of these guys, but we got one of them. That's already a victory. No. no! I think he was probably on his last hit, too. If this is a good weapon, I might not pick it up. Oh, I'm not allowed to pick that one up. I'm gonna try not to pick up that knife, but I might accidentally land on it during this fight. Right on. Angela says, I found out that some copies of Silent Hill 2 have a bonus scenario after you finish the game. After you finish the main campaign, but I already committed myself to a new game, so I'll do the bonus scenario maybe in the future. Have you announced what the new game is yet, Angelus? Or are you waiting to reveal that? Yeah, I think I'd heard that. The Xbox version of Silent Hill 2 has an extra scenario. I still don't understand how you're supposed to kill the Red Devils. It feels like it's just luck. Basically, my strategy for them tends to be fade-away jumping. You wait till they're gonna swoop, and you move away from them and fire, and catch them in their arc, is the way that I tend to fight them. If you have a weapon that's powerful, or that you can fire real fast, you can usually take them out in one swoop, and you don't have to do all that dodging that I did, but, you know. I'm in more of a bad spot. With the magic, you can just kind of wait and intercept them like we're doing. Or you, yeah, we just do that. Alright, that works too. Angela's gonna play Amnesia, right on. Oh, this is rough. Defeating this guy with the fireballs is so tough. Don't walk my way. Oh, I got so lucky there. Oh no. No, come on. I really need this guy to run out of health. That's tough. The Red Devil's the same character you play as in Gargoyle's Quest and Demon Crest. Yeah, he's supposed to be the same guy. Firebrand, I think they call him in those games. I I haven't played those yet. I hear they're really good, and I think, well, I have two of them. The one on I have the one on the NES, but it's a Japanese copy, so I have it for the Famicom. I don't think that there's a lot of text. There's some, but I think I think you can muddle through not being able to read it. I have the one on the Game Boy, and I know that Demon's Crest is in the Switch Online, so I could theoretically play all three of them. I just haven't made time for it. That is certainly a comparison that a lot of people make, Mumble Slam. I am gonna delete that comment. I'm not upset with you or anything, but we do I do prefer that the most of the chat remain above the belt, discussion topic wise. So just so that it doesn't start slipping further in that direction. You're fine. You're fine. Nothing, absolutely nothing to worry about. I'm just being precautious. Or just taking precaution. Dynamite says, we played Silent Hill in my buddy's garage with the sliding door open in the summertime. Well into the night. It made the experience so much scarier and more fun. Right on. People ask me a lot. We played Silent Hill 1 and 2 on the stream, and people ask me a lot, like, whether or not I found the game scary, and the thing is, like, the stream environment is not really conducive, I think, to really being frightened by a video game. Like, maybe if I played them alone in a dark room with my headphones on, like, I would start to feel, like, a little spooky, but playing them in a fairly well-lit room with, like, a crowd of people watching me doesn't really have the same effect. I was so disappointed with Demon's Crest, Trafnir says. Such a weird game with no direction. Gargoyle's Quest on Game Boy is awesome. Usually people tell me that they think Demon's Crest is really good. That's surprising. Have them on the 3DS, still playing Gargoyle's Quest, right on. I actually have them on my 3DS too, now that I think about it. Never played them. Bought them, downloaded them, they just sit there. I won't be surprised, in my opinion, I say Gargoyle's Quest Game Boy is harder than Gargoyle's Quest 2 on the NES. Dynamite agrees on Demon's Crest. Opinions on that game seem to be more divided than I thought they were. Shockingly poorly. I guess I'm not shocked how poor it went. I expected it to go poorly. That would make it too easy, so I'm gonna stick with this. I'll collect that after if I defeat this guy, I'll collect that. How many hits does he take? Thank goodness. I think that won't despawn. I'm gonna fight the other one too. I'll probably die. Story-wise, Gargoyle's Quest 2 on the NES is first in the timeline, then Demon's Crest, then Gargoyle's Quest on Game Boy, so it seems like events are out of order. They are. Goodness. Hey Chompy, welcome in. Great to have you here. You played the modern Ghosts and Goblins from last year, from 2 years ago? The Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. I have it on the Switch. I've completed one loop of it. I have a lot more work to do in that game. We did one loop of it on the stream. It is so hard. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection may be the hardest game I've ever played. I stubbornly jumped into it on Legend difficulty. And refused to lower the difficulty, so it was super tough. We'll go back to it and do more of it someday, but the thing is, when we do that, it's gonna be a real, grind, Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, because, I mean, the first loop was a real grind. There would be nights where I would play that for, 5 hours, and wouldn't even make it to a single checkpoint. It's so tough. It's very cool. I really like it. Is it actually possible to kill the red demon in the first level of that game? Yeah. It's not likely. The red devils in that game, they're actually pretty defeatable, but you have to learn how to do it for sure. I think that once you figure out the strategy for it, I think they're actually easier than the red devils in this game. For the most part. I can pick this up. It's about as terrible as what I already have. I've played a little bit of Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection off stream since we beat it. I've done some like replaying of Loop 1, but only for the first couple levels. Takes so many hits with the crossbow. It takes so many hits with the crossbow to take that guy out, but you can actually hit him with the crossbow, unlike a lot of the other weapons. People seem mixed on the art style in Resurrection, but I actually quite like it. Yeah, I really like the aesthetic of that game. I think it looks great. Got kind of a storybook look to it. Not super high budget, but it has its charm. Yeah, but I think it's appropriate. Like, I wouldn't want a Ghosts and Goblins game that like had like realistic graphics, right? I want them to be stylized. And I think the sort of storybook look that it has to it is perfect for the, you know, like the tone of the game. Anything else, I think anything else would just be inappropriate and silly. This guy's too easy with the crossbow. Way better than Mega Man 11. I haven't really looked at that one. Themes remind me of Dracula and Castlevania 3. I've only beaten Castlevania 3 once. Dracula is so hard in that game. This is the part I need the bow for, Raptor says, yeah. Yeah, it's way more doable with the bow. I mean, otherwise, like, you just have to hang out, right? And wait for them to attack you, and then you can. You know, you can jump and hit them when they come down, but it's so slow. Better thing to do is to just jump up here. No! Oh, no! How did that happen? I would say the better thing to do is just jump up here, and avoid them altogether, but I can't do it, apparently. What a time. What a time to get hit by that guy. I don't believe it. If you're really bold, you can stand on that platform and fight this guy face to face, but... all kinds of difficulties. You can actually jump over this guy without fighting him too, but I never do it because I'm not good at making the jump. What's this game? What's the rep? What's this game's rep in the series difficulty-wise? So I haven't played every game in the series, but this is the hardest one, Chompy. Of the ones I've played, this is Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection is probably harder, I think harder than this. I haven't finished that one yet, though. Of the original trilogy, though, the NES, the Genesis, and this one, this is the hardest one of the original 3. We were talking about it earlier. I haven't played the arcade, Chompy, so I can't speak to that one. But of the NES, Genesis, and Super Nintendo, this is the hardest of those 3. We were talking about earlier, the Genesis one is the easiest. The Genesis game is super easy in comparison. It has extra checkpoints, and you can fire in 4 directions. You don't have a double jump, so your movement is kind of limited. But the Genesis one is the place to start. If you've never played one, you want an easier entry to them. The NES one is the second hardest, and this is the king of pain of those 3. And when you compare the NES game to this game, one loop of Ghosts and Goblins on the NES is harder than one loop of this game, but 2 loops of this game is harder than 2 loops of Ghosts and Goblins on the NES. I think Castlevania 3 is strangely difficult compared to Part 1, but not even in a good way. And just not fun. I won't bother with it way, Dynamite says. I would actually like to play more Castlevania 3 myself. I just haven't ever made the time for it yet. My opinion is still unsolidified on that game. I hear the arcade version of Ghosts and Goblins is harder than the NES game, but I haven't played it yet. Curious about the rep of the Master System one? Yeah, that's the easiest of the original 3. Was Resurrection worth it? Seemed kind of meh, Rafnir says. I liked what I played of Resurrection. I like the style. I like the gameplay of it. The levels are incredibly brutally challenging. I've only done one loop of it though, but for me, I really liked what I've played of it so far. Thought the OG arcade was incredibly difficult. The movement feels so stiff, like the game is struggling to run. I have an arcade accurate port on the PlayStation 2. Just haven't made the time to play it yet. An actual arcade machine? No thank you. I'm a console guy. I'll never beat the game on an arcade machine. But I have a more faithful port. Hey, we've got another raid coming in. Very nice. Illy Beans, welcome to the stream. Tell us what were you doing tonight and how did it go? And welcome to your friends as well. Thank you, Conga, for shouting out Illy Beans. 7 Days to Die. Right on. I expect it was a good time. The arcade Ghosts and Goblins seems like a troll game, Chompy says. Castlevania 3 is very learnable, similar to 1 in that there's very little randomness. We lived. Sounds like a victory to me. I wish I could say that I was living in this game, but we're I'm trying to play. I'm practicing 100% in this game. So I'm spending a lot of time with all the bogus items that make the game really, really difficult to play. So things aren't going super well for me. Couldn't beat Castlevania 3. I did find all the spots for all 3 partners, though, best I can offer. Yeah, I'd like to go through and get all the different endings in Castlevania 3, at least. I think if I go on that journey, then I'll you know, I'll be able to spend enough time with it to really, like, form a solid opinion of where I think the game actually stands up to the others in the series. Castlevania 3 is a pain in some spots if you don't know how to make it through. 100% believe it. This game wasn't difficult enough as is. No, I had to go and make it harder on myself. So I'm pretty good at this game when I can stick to the knife and the gold armor. And like, I can usually beat the game in about an hour to an hour and a half. And I've even done it deathless a couple times. So I thought, like, the next sort of step for me should be to start practicing it with 100% of the items, so that I could, you know, so I can be good with every weapon in every situation. I'm a far way off from that goal. It's way harder playing it like this. But I'm having fun. This is my favorite game. I love it. So even a bad time in this game is a good time. That was unfortunate. My toe got stuck on that platform and Hey, gave me my armor back. You can actually jump over this treasure chest without fighting it, but I'm bad at making the jump, so I never really try that. This is gonna be tough. This battle here is gonna be tough. Alright, let me see. Triple holy water gets you through most of Castlevania 3. Frownie, if you go on that journey, I will watch, Chompy says. The journey of all the endings for Castlevania 3. We're going to do it. I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but, you know, I'd like to do it. Hey, thank you for the hydrate. Death by staple gun. Very much appreciated. We'll finish up this bottle here. I like Simon's Quest too. Sorry to disappoint many people here. Simon's Quest is not terrible. It's not great, but it has a couple cool things going for it. Simon's Quest is kind of like it's kind of like an unfinished game. It's like a game that like has potential, but it's like they kind of released it like 2/3 finished. Dynamite does not agree, though, it seems. Castlevania 3 isn't the abomination that Simon's Quest was. Talk about a franchise having some success and going from 60 to 0 real fast. Yeah, I don't think it's from 60 to quite 0, but I mean, Simon's Quest is way worse than the first Castlevania, but I don't think it's terrible. There's so many worse games that you could be playing. Fighting these guys with the lance is basically the same as fighting them with the bracelet. I don't think I have enough time to win this battle, but... yeah, never give up. The lance has way better range. It does have that going for it. Get away from my ledge! Get away from my ledge! Oh, and I can fire 2 lances at once. You know what? The lance is way better than the bracelet. We tried. Problem with Castlevania 2 that people don't talk about enough is that the mansions are badly designed. If it were like regular Castlevania levels, the game would be far better. Yeah. I wanted to fight bosses at the end of the mansions, Angela says. Agreed. Oh, Spriven. That's so incorrect. Spriven says Castlevania 64, Adventure, and Haunted Castle are all worse than Simon's Quest, in my opinion. I'm 100% there with you on Haunted Castle. But no way on the other two. I love Castlevania 64. And Castlevania The Adventure is pretty alright. Might even throw Harmony of Dissonance in there too. Easily the weakest Metroidvania. That one I haven't played. This is awful. Alright, I'm gonna try and jump over this guy. I failed. Yeah, the mansions really needed to have bosses. Castlevania 64 is great, Dynamite says. I'd love to hear it. I know that's a matter of opinion. I found most people who hate the game haven't given it a full chance. I support everyone's right to be wrong. We're good. That's usually my line. I get that the overworld stuff is undercooked, but how'd they forget how to make a level? Yeah, exactly, Chompy. I wouldn't say Castlevania 64 is bad, but I will agree that it wasn't finished being developed. Legacy of Darkness proves that. I haven't played all the way through Legacy of Darkness, but I don't really like what I have played. Castlevania 64 seems to be the first one seems to be the superior experience to me. But I could change my mind. We'll see. That first level on the ship seems like an incredibly rough start to that game, though. And I don't really dig the werewolf guy as a character so much. I'd rather be, it's a Castlevania game. I'd rather be playing with, I'd rather be playing as Reinhardt. He's got the whip. First one doesn't have Henry mode. Henry mode's the best part about those games, Spriven says. I haven't tried it. I rented Castlevania 64 when I was a kid, and I wanted to buy it for a long time, but never had the opportunity. And I finally picked it up at some point, but I didn't play it all the way through until we did it on the stream. When I rented it, I played it on easy mode, and I got up to the part where it gives you the fake ending. So I'd never really, where the game just kind of cuts off. So it wasn't until I did the whole game for real on the stream. And now I love it. Before I liked it, now I love it. It's a wonderful game. Yeah, we'll do Legacy of Darkness at some point. We'll 100% it on the stream, but I'm not done with the first Castlevania 64. I want to do all the stuff in that one first. I still have to beat that game on hard mode with each of the characters. Before I'm ready to really sink my teeth into Legacy of Darkness. I gotta figure out how to jump over this bird. There. No, I thought I had it. It takes too much time to fight him with the fire. I really thought that was it. The chainsaw-wielding Frankenstein chasing the little kid through the garden is epic scary. It's an epic scary moment in gaming that no one can mess with. That chainsaw maze is like that's the toughest part of that game to me, I think. No matter how many times I play it, I'm real bad at remembering my way through the chainsaw maze. Oh. Don't want to fight this guy with the fire. One of the things that's weird about this game is, like, the chests have a particular pattern for the types of items that they're supposed to give you. But, for some reason, if you die to the boss on this stage, then the chest pattern gets messed up. And you can't, well, I can't at least accurately predict what's going to come out of the chests anymore. It's very strange how that happens. Always open this chest from the right. Well, I thought we were going to be done with loop 1, but then I picked up the fire. Always open that chest from the right because sometimes it's a bear trap and it's very hard to jump over, if not impossible. I'm dead. Oh no, I wasn't referring to what weapon you're gonna get. I was referring to whether you're gonna get a weapon or an armor out of a chest. The first chest is always supposed to be a weapon. The second and third are always supposed to be armor. But, you know, unless you take damage. But there's something weird that happens on this level where that's not predictable sometimes when you die to the boss. And you'll get like 2 weapons in a row when one of them should have been armor. But no, so far is like what specific weapon you're gonna get. I don't think there's any way to manipulate that or predict it. Other than it's not gonna be the weapon you already have. Alright, let's see, that was correct. And now this should be gold armor. Yeah, we're back on the right pattern. No! Ah, why is the magic for this weapon so terrible? It's so weak. How long have I been stuck here? 2 hours? This just... Ugh. That weapon is just gross. It's a good thing the weapons don't cost ammo. I can't even beat Ghouls and Ghosts on a consistent basis, Dynamite says. Ghouls and Ghosts I've only beaten 2 or 3 times. We played the Genesis one on stream. That's the only I've only beaten the Genesis one once. And there's a more arcade accurate port on the PlayStation. I have it for the PlayStation 2 and the PSP. I think I've beaten it on both of those. So I think I've beaten it 3 times across the 3 platforms. But it's the game I know least well, like, by far. Have you played Cursed Castilia? No, I haven't played that one. It's been recommended to me a few times, and I think I have a copy of it on the Switch. But I haven't actually made the time to play it yet. Definitely recommend it if you haven't played it. Yeah, it'd be good to try out. I need to do that. I've got a one called Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins on the PSP as well that I need to play. I actually have 2 releases of that game. Because from what I understand, they put out Ghosts and Goblins Ultimate Edition, or Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins, but it has a lot of changes to the formula of how the games usually work. I can't really say what those are, having not played it, but I say that because there's a second version of the game that was released in Japan that puts it more in line with the classic games, and I have both versions of the game. This is a gross situation. No armor, trapped with the scythe. Once again, the clock is my greatest enemy. See, that's why we don't pick up the knife, because like situations like this where I'm doing bad and I'm stuck for a long time, if I were allowing myself to pick up the knife, like we'd leave the level, but I wouldn't gain anything from the experience, right? I don't want all my practice at these runs to just be waiting for the knife to spawn. That doesn't get me anywhere good. I know that jump is possible. Cool. Now, which direction does time flow in again? It sure seems like it's going backward. Yuck. No! Everything I do is bad. How did I get turned around? Stop spawning the ghosts right next to me, game. Cool, they were both traps. That's very cool. mean, we have a real chance. This should theoretically be super easy. Like I was saying, like, you know, this practice, I didn't want the practice to become just standing around waiting for the knife to spawn. But now it's just kind of standing around waiting for the crossbow to spawn. Because this weapon is almost as good as the knife in most scenarios. Alright, at least we're gonna get to see something different for a while. I prefer to think of them as lost boos from the Mario games. I wish they'd freeze. I wish they would freeze when I looked at them. Our skill sets must be so different. Hardcore is frantic, but I can process it so efficiently and fast. This pace, though, I know I'll just never excel at it. Definitely get that feeling. Like, I watch people play some games sometimes, and it's just like, well, when I watch people play beat-em-ups, I don't play a lot of beat-em-ups. I don't find that I'm very good at them. Like, the Turtles arcade game on the NES. I struggle with that game. I've never beaten it. And I just struggle to make any kind of progress in it ever. And then, like, watching someone play through that and, like, play through it deathless. I can't even wrap my head around it sometimes. Where's the chest? I was worried that coffin was going to be protecting that guy and he was going to shoot a fireball at me. That's what I felt like was coming my way. Efficiency. These skulls are rough. They come down so fast. No, I don't want to go back over there and pick that up. Oh, great. I'm actually probably dead. I think I'm gonna die trying to get that money bag up there. The bracelet will spawn on the bracelet spawns only on loop 2. It will spawn out of any treasure chest that would normally be carrying a weapon if you're wearing gold armor. So any chest in the progression that should be carrying a weapon will be overridden to have the bracelet, as long as you are wearing the gold armor when you open it. But only on loop 2. That was the thing I couldn't figure out, because the way the manual and the princess both talk about the bracelet, it makes it sound like it is a singular, unique item that is hidden at a specific location in the game. And so when I would play this as a kid, I would scour the game looking for any kind of secret area. And the thing is, the manual tells you, when it comes to finding the bracelet, it tells you to look for fairies. Because when the bracelet spawns, there's a little animation of a fairy flying around. But that doesn't make any sense to someone who's never seen it before. So what I always thought that meant was that the bracelet was hidden inside of one of the little fairy-like enemies in the game. Because there are those little imps on stage 3 and stage 7. And also the Red Devil can spawn them. So I thought you had to find the right one of those and kill it to collect the bracelet. And I could never do that. My strategy never worked. And for whatever reason, no matter how much I played the game, I never opened a chest while I was wearing the gold armor. I guess I was too bad at it as a kid. I couldn't keep my armor long enough. So yeah, I never figured it out. And I played this game all the time. But I didn't know. I didn't know, and no one I knew, and I had no way to find the information. When the internet finally started to exist, it never occurred to me for the longest time to... by the time I had access to the internet, like, the Nintendo 64 was the thing. So, like, it never occurred to me to look up strategies for Super Nintendo games for the longest time. Finally, at some point, I just saw someone doing a playthrough or a speedrun or something, I guess, and figured, I don't remember clearly when I figured out how the bracelet works. It wasn't firsthand. I either read it somewhere, I probably saw someone do it. I doubt I would have read it. Welcome back, Sparrow. Well, also a thing is, here's another thing though that probably prevented me from getting it is because I didn't know you could get the bracelet from a chest, and I didn't think you could get the bracelet from a chest. Like that, I didn't even think that was a possibility. If you have the gold armor and you have the knife, there is no reason to open another chest. So that's probably a big reason why I never found it. I didn't think it was possible for the bracelet to be in a chest, and there's no reason to open it. So the the more that I think about it, that probably explains why I was never able to find it naturally. Whoever the blacksmith was that built this armor needs to be fired. One hit and it's done. Worst armor ever. It's all about style over substance with this armor. Information about a then 5-year-old system. There's no way the internet will have that. Well, it wasn't that I didn't think the information would be there, but it was that I had moved on to other games. Right? I just wasn't playing Super Nintendo games that much anymore, and so at the time, so I didn't, it didn't occur to me to. It didn't occur to me to go learn more about them. Oh no! You can lose the bracelet if you pick up another weapon. You only have to have it for the very end of the game, though, and it's set up so that you're very unlikely to, like, you're not going to have a weapon drop on the lead. You're not going to have a weapon drop in the lead up to the boss fight where you need to have the bracelet. There's no enemies there that can drop items, and the chests are set up to not override the bracelet. They have traps instead of items if you go to that room with the bracelet. This is the information superhighway. Get on and get with it and be in the future. I think we turned our noses up at technology much faster back then, as it seemed like it was moving so much faster, Sparrow says. You know, like me complaining about my C64 around 92, saying it was ancient, and technically it was, but it was also still in production at the time as well. Hey, Absolute Aaron, welcome in. Good to see you. I hope you are doing very well today. I don't know if this is going to be necessary, but just in case, I'm going to take a moment and cut my recording here. Goodness, excuse me. I'm gonna just go ahead and make a quick cut